to this episode of Wasted Opinions, where the points are made up and...
The points don't matter?
Points don't matter. Everything's made up and the points
don't matter.
Yeah,
there you go. You got it. You got it eventually.
Anyways, I'm no Drew Carey.
You're more of a Aisha Tyler.
Yeah. Today we're going to be talking about some of our favorite vehicles in video games. Any type of vehicle. Before we do that, we're going to do our shot and then our intro ourselves.
Some
what do we got here?
Watermelon.
Watermelon.
Schnapps.
Schnapps are always good. Those
yeah, you can go wrong with
McGillicuddies or whatever they are. Yeah.
Schnapps.
Yeah. So before we get into it, well, we've got to my far left.
I'm CountryBoy over here. Vroom vroom vroom.
Our fearless host.
Host?
You're the host. Somebody told me, they're like, should I say this is? I would say that's Lewis's show.
But if it bleeds, I can kill it. I'm LewisLightning.
And I'm MussKeg.
Awesome.
So, yeah, I mean, we're going to try and have some general rules, like you can't pick multiple things from one franchise, etc. So, we'll start. I'm going to start off with one because I think you guys would take it, and I don't want that. So, I'm going to go with the Batmobile from Arkham Knight.
See, I almost put it on my list, but I was like, you know what?
I thought of it.
Batmobile it's also not just in video games, it's also in like...
Yeah, but I'm talking specifically about the one in Arkham Knight.
It's a great... No,
like, I felt like you didn't even do any... You just
like
spend the whole time in the...
It's literally like a tank. Like, you cannot die.
They did some really cool... there were some really cool sequences, like, where... With Deadshot, I think, or some of the tanks where you... They're searching around for you, and you have to hide from them, and you have to sneak up
around. Yeah.
I mean, I do that, and it's always so fun to be like go cruising as like off a jump and then change into the flight mode. So.
I know that was a lot of people's like least favorite parts because they overdid the whole.
They did.
Batmobile.
But it was cool. I mean,
but it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was cool.
I'll say I liked it. It wasn't my favorite or least favorite. It was really good, except for there's some parts where you had to use like a grappling hook, and then you'd slam it. And I finally just slowed everything down because you're like, okay, if I can get through this part.
Yeah. Had some fun.
But otherwise, it was...
had some fun like Riddler races too.
Mm-hmm.
Like Riddler races. But I mean, you know, I think Batmobile's been in a lot of games too. That was just my favorite version of it.
No, absolutely, no, it's a great version.
I really liked how the wheels worked. Like it was like a swivel chair.
Any
direction.
Like, whatever. You would do every direction. Exactly. It was pretty sweet. That is like the most badass vehicle.
Yeah, it did everything.
That's probably the most badass Batmobile that you could even think of. Honestly.
Yep. I would say so.
I'll go next. Twisted Metal. I love that franchise.
I knew you were gonna pick something, and there was something in there I like too. But
don't you take my Twisted Metal?
I don't know which one you guys want, or
go ahead and say which one you want.
Okay, I'm gonna go not the obvious one. I'm gonna go with Axel.
That was the one. If I had picked one from Twisted Metal, that's the one I would have.
I hated actually using Axel.
I loved using Axel,
but he was cool looking.
I loved it because he was shooting like a shockwave out whenever you were by somebody, and you could like if you were like playing certain levels like on a rooftop or something, you could blast them off the fucking rooftop, boom, instant kill, easy. It was awesome. Just this guy who is basically the original Segway because. He had his arms in the wheels, and he just like fucking roll around like this.
Yeah, that was like his punishment, right? Like
it was like a punishment. His dad like welded him into this vehicle.
So I was gonna ask, is it really a vehicle?
All these vehicles, and then she's like,
pretty much
the most vulnerable thing ever.
Well, absolutely, he's so wide open, but there's this huge ass like tractor tire fucking wheels. Yeah. But like at the very end, like it was just middle 2. At the very end,
that's the best Twisted Metal.
His wish was to like leave the tires, and I don't even think Calypso gave him his wish. So he was like, screw it, and he like pulled his arms out and like ripped his fucking arms off. And he pulled himself out of the fucking vehicle himself. So he just had nubs afterwards. He's like, holy shit! He was determined to get the hell out of there.
I was gonna say, first of all, if you wish for anything else other than that, he's an idiot.
Yeah.
Secondly, how do you go to the bathroom or anything?
Just go, man. Just go.
Yeah, he was, and that was the best. Twisted Metal 2 is the best one. Had the Paris level, which was the best.
Yes, knocked down the whole Eiffel Tower.
I remember the first time I did that.
What? Exactly. Just change.
You can interact with the environment.
Exactly. That was like.
You can also burn the Louvre, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like that was so new to games. Like you can interact and create new levels.
Topic for another time.
Anyway, yeah, totally. That's Axel. Pretty sweet.
I'm gonna pick one. I have like a fairly substantial list here that I'm looking at. Just to steal from MussKeg, the Normandy from Mass Effect. Specifically, I'm gonna go with Normandy. I think it's the S2 from Mass Effect 2.
Okay.
Because it gets destroyed. The original one gets destroyed.
Yeah.
But it's actually just like a cruiser or a spaceship.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean,
it was cool, but you didn't actually get to.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you did get to fly it on the little maps, I guess.
It's not a vehicle like probably a lot of the other ones we're going to talk about where you were fully in control and fighting and stuff in it. But just like that was a sweet
cool
ship,
explore,
a good look.
Yeah.
Inside of it's plenty of different rooms and shit. And I just love I remember that one, the map system and everything. You just walk up and it's like a big map almost all the way around you.
I noticed you didn't pick the vehicle for Mass Effect.
I do like the Mako.
The Mako.
I do like the Mako from the first one.
Not from the first one for me.
But if I'm just picking one, I'm gonna go with Normandy.
Okay. Go with like the main ship. Okay.
I also love the science. Like, there's a bunch of codex entries, and I just read up all about like how the Mass Effect engines and stuff like that work.
Codex. I think they just made that video game in order to have all their lore out there.
Mm-hmm. It's all really cool and it makes sense, but
beauty. All right.
There must be.
I'm gonna go with. I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna pick any of the other ones from my list, but I'm gonna go just to make sure. My Twisted Metal choice, Spectre.
Oh yeah,
that one
Spectre was so fast.
Spectre. Cool looking car.
Oh yeah,
cool like Ghost Driver, and he had the best weapon. Period, in my opinion. That
the missile,
missile that goes through everything.
Yeah, absolutely. It was locked on.
You could just like find a spot and just launch it.
It wasn't very powerful. That's the thing. It was locked on. It wasn't like the power was powerful.
Yeah.
But if you had a guy pretty weak and he like turned around a corner, like fuck you, boom, missile.
And he was cool, right? Like the cool ghost guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it had a blue stripe down the middle, right? It was a white car.
I don't know. There were different versions of every game. Every game was different.
I'm thinking of the Twisted Metal 2 one. My favorite, but yeah. So Spectre, and I mean, honestly, there's just so many cool things in Twisted Metal. I'm curious to see if you have a Twisted Metal one as well later. But
do you have one? Or no?
I don't have any. No.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll just toss out Sweet Tooth.
Honorable mention.
Sweet Tooth.
Yeah.
Sweet Tooth.
Yeah. Cool look.
The ice cream truck. I mean, it's so many versions of it. This is the Mecha one, but
There's so many, but Spectre.
The Spectre. Spectre's a good one. He was one of my favorites to play as.
I was gonna ask because you brought the Mecha suit for Sweet Tooth. Is that in the actual Twisted Metal games, or did that only come?
Twisted Metal Black.
Okay, I was wondering if it came.
It would transform into like this big version.
I just thought maybe it was something they made for All Stars, and then they maybe retroactively.
No, they definitely have. It would become big, like almost like when you go like the Monster Jam with like the monster trucks, and they had like the Mecha whatever the fucking monster truck. They would like transform, get big. But that's kind of what it was. Like, it still had wheels. It wouldn't like run around or anything like that.
Drive.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But that's Anyways, that's I'm trying to think. My number 2. All right, you guys ever play Jet Moto?
I've heard of it.
I've heard of it.
Never played it.
Well, I think it was just a PS1 exclusive, and they never made any games past the PS1.
Okay.
It was kind of like the Wave Racer, like back on the 64. But the thing is, like Jet Moto, they hovered over the land and stuff too. Like they hovered.
Okay.
That's what it was. It was hovering like bikes. Is what it was. It was pretty cool. Like
Wipeout kind of on PlayStation had Wipeout later.
Yeah, Wipeout. Those were cars, but yeah,
Wipeout hovered. I'm pretty sure.
They hovered. Yeah, I know, but they were more like car vehicles. They enclosed. Jet Motor was like a bike. Hovered, right? You were on top.
Okay.
Kind of like that, and it was
just a racing game.
Yeah, it was a racing game. Absolutely, it was pretty simple idea, but it had like the most extreme levels. They have like, you're gonna be like the Arctic, and all of a sudden there's ice everywhere. You're gonna be like there's lava, like you would expect from a video game, right?
Yes.
So they had the most extreme levels, and it was like sponsored like Mountain Dew and stuff like that. So it was like the most extreme.
Dude.
Absolutely. Like the characters were just ridiculous. Like Slim Jim. Fucking stuff from Slim Jim. Yeah.
Oh.
Sponsored by Slim Jim or something like that.
Slim Jim.
Slim Jim.
When you're in the Arctic, it's like, whiteout. Like, Mountain Dew whiteout.
And it was just extreme.
Red.
It was totally extreme and over the top, but you had these fucking hover bikes and it was just badass. And it's too bad they haven't made anything since the PS1. But I don't even know who had the license for it. Like, I wish they would do something current.
My next pick, because I feel like we're going to get either of you, one of you is going to have something else from Halo.
No.
I'm going to say the Ghost from Halo.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I think a lot of people would have gone with the Warthog.
That's what I was kind of expecting something.
I don't know.
Warthog.
I always found it kind of slow, and it's just cheap.
Whatever. I think the fun thing about the Warthog is is that you worked it with partners.
Yes.
Right?
Mm.
I like the Ghost because it was just for you, like a one-person vehicle. But you had like a strafing thing.
Yeah,
And that's what I loved about it. You're just hovering.
I always found the Ghost weapon was so weak.
It is
like
weaker.
if I would almost have picked the plane more. So I just
the Banshee.
Banshee.
They're all
okay.
Wraith, Banshee, like all spectral
Yeah.
entities. But yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of good memories about the Ghost. It also had that boost that you could charge into people.
Into
with.
people, that was fun.
Yeah.
That's
And-
the best way to kill people. Actually.
Oh, I have so many good memories of people trying to boost into me, and then I'd like jump out of the way and they kill someone else right in front of me. Like, yeah, that's classic.
Yeah. No, I get that.
But a real Matrix-like moves, and yeah, it's just a perfect car.
It just always seemed to be like the when you get onto a map, multiplayer map, it was like the last one to get taken, right? Everybody would jump on into the Scorpion and then
The Scorpion, Scorpion is slow as hell, but it was probably the most powerful.
Very powerful, exactly.
The Wraith was a little bit, I don't know, it had that shitty
Yeah.
arcing system of shooting.
The Warthog is the one that I remember the most.
Yeah.
It's just that all-terrain vehicle.
Beauty. You guys probably aren't gonna know this one, but
Don't even say it then.
Yeah, don't bother us. John, what's your next one?
damn it. GTA 5, the Kuruma. It's basically
Like a Lamborghini?
No, the Kuruma is like an armored car.
Oh,
so
okay.
if you like, it's
That name is so
it
familiar.
was so useful. It's so useful in missions because it's fast. It looks like basically a Japanese rally car kind of thing that you would see in Fast and the Furious, right? Not long and slender, but like kind of short and boxy. If you will.
Yeah.
But you upgrade and you get the big spoiler on the back. But you could do some pretty cool color palettes with it because it had the armor on the window would be a different color, and you could do and then your body could look a different color. But it was so useful. It's such a useful thing because it's fast, it's armored. So any of the missions you go on, if you just want to cheese it, you just get into your car that's bulletproof, go through, and the only time you're going to get killed in that thing is if somebody's a good enough shot that they're pegging in between the window slots.
Okay. I would say the vehicle sounds familiar, but I haven't played GTA since probably like San Andreas. I know I touched GTA 4, but San Andreas was the last one I really played. But that name, the Kuruma, whatever.
They probably reuse names a lot too.
I'd imagine.
Probably.
So I mean, it's not the coolest. It's not like it's nice and flashy like some of the Lamborghinis cars.
But it's effective.
But it's effective and fast.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. I can't remember any of the names in the auto fucking things. I'll go with I don't know. You guys ever played Armored Core?
I always wanted to, but I never did.
It's a game where you're these big mech robots, and that's basically the whole game. It's just you're fighting other mech robots.
Oh, okay.
It's just like it's totally Japanese game. But yeah, I remember on the PS1 I had a version of it, and it was just so cool. Like, you shoot you had like rockets on your fucking, depending on what mech you had. You could like fly up into the air, go whatever you want. Like, it had like 360-degree fucking just turning radius, awesome like rockets and guns, whatever. It was awesome. It had some of the coolest fucking weapons in that game.
Yeah, I didn't even really think too much into mech suits because I wasn't sure if they're like vehicles.
I would count them.
As long as there's a person in it, I figure it counts. Right?
And too bad Anthem hasn't come out yet because it'd be a lot of choices.
Yeah, Anthem will probably be up there if we ever do this again. But Armored Core. Like, I know there's a lot of games that do. I'm sure like Gundam fucking Wing Action or whatever. Like, lots of games do mech. Absolutely, but like Armored Core is the one I remember because I had a PS1 and it was. So cool.
I always wanted to rent it. I thought it was for maybe N64 as well. And I always wanted to rent it, and then someone kept telling me like, "Nah, it's not very good." I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll rent something else like NWO versus WCW."
I just know when I first bought
games always the default rental.
I know that.
When I first bought my PlayStation, my first PlayStation, I got a demo disc, and it came with a version of Armored Core. I'm like, this is one of the coolest games I've ever played in my life.
Yeah.
So eventually I got like Armored Core 2 or whatever the sequel was to that game.
So it was on the PSN, or the PS2?
The first PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
There might have been different iterations later on. I just had the PS1.
Okay.
That's one that I played though.
And a mech game like that, I think would be so great if they could incorporate that to like an Iron Man game where you can pick your parts and all that kind of shit. It'd be fucking great.
Have like Mark fucking 45 and how many different versions of the Iron Man suit.
Yeah, I didn't think they're not on my list. I'm not gonna do, but that makes me totally think of I'm editing my list and changing.
You want to? Go ahead.
Just toss it whatever.
You know, I know you were saying, Craig, like, oh, the crew mode, maybe not the most flashy car, or whatever. This next pick of mine is probably the least flashy, so don't worry.
Okay.
Mercenaries 2.
Max.
Mercenaries 2. If you I think you might have played it.
I played the demo. I didn't play much more than the demo.
It's nothing flashy. Just helicopter with the winch.
Yeah.
That was like so fucking cool. Like, it could be. There was a couple different models that you had, like bigger helicopters or smaller ones, and you just had a winch. And it sounds pretty fucking stupid or lame, but if you had 2 people, you could like hook the winch up to a tank, and then you'd have a guy in the tank, and he'd be like shooting out, like, you know, like everything. Or if you were just one person, you were fighting like a group of enemies, and there was a tank, you just winch onto him, take him out, drop him in the middle of the ocean, and the battle became a whole lot easier.
I do. I remember playing a little bit of it. Now that was part of the coolest thing, is having like grappling to certain things. But that's, I think, one of the things that Just Cause does really well is the grapple.
Okay, yeah, I know it has like the grapple, the weapon.
Yeah.
I don't know if it had a winch.
I don't know if it had, if it had a winch to vehicles, so I can't really, can't use that.
But yeah, like, that game had a leveling up system as well, where you needed like different supplies, like fuel or intelligence or technology or whatever. And you just get in the helicopter, fly into someone's base, put your winch down, pick something up, fly off. So fucking easy, but it was just, especially with 2 people, because you could have all kinds of combinations, like a helicopter winching this and another helicopter winching something else.
Oh, okay.
The only real limitation was, like how I was saying, they had different sizes of helicopters. So like you need a big, fucking huge helicopter to pick up a tank, whereas like a little one wouldn't be able to get it off the ground at all. But yeah,
It
something
sounds
simple.
like you could have some pretty fun multiplayer.
Absolutely.
It was just
That'd be
for
cool.
fucking around. It was a great vehicle.
Yeah.
Beauty.
I remember the game itself was kind of mediocre.
I actually liked it a
But
lot.
I remember like the stuff like that was made it awesome.
And that one voice actor, the Scottish one or whatever he was.
You got the Mohawk or no?
The Mohawk.
Yeah, okay.
I liked his voice acting.
Okay.
Going on the mech idea. This is
There we go. Somebody changed his whole
What is
list.
it? The new mech.
Open up Titanfall. Titanfall.
Yeah, it's gonna be Titanfall.
Yeah,
but it's funny enough. I've only played Titanfall 2, but
because the first one isn't on PlayStation.
Oh, that's why. Yeah,
that's why.
But anyways, it's the Ronin class in the Titanfalls. It was always my favorite. It had basically, it was like a giant samurai robot.
Yeah.
Is what it was. So your main weapon was a charged up sword core, which you could use to, like, you could charge quick at guys and do that. Yeah. And then, and you know, it's funny enough. The thing I like probably even more though was it had like this thing called the lead wall, which was basically, so you got this sword, you're this ninja, but then all of a sudden you pull out this shotgun that, like, the shells I was reading were like the size of drain pipes basically for the shells. So it was a cool. There was actually quite a few.
It's like, I honestly wanted to get into Titanfall.
There's some really cool mechs. It's funny enough too. I didn't even really play the multiplayer. I played the story.
Oh really?
Yeah. But it's a fun game.
I bet it is. Honestly, I want to try.
I watched a little bit. You know, I'm not sure if you know Chris, but you know Chris, the redhead Chris.
Yeah.
I watched him play a little bit of it. It does look pretty fun.
Yeah.
Interesting concepts with that. Doing cool things with mechs.
But yeah, that Ronin one's probably my favorite.
Could you like do Harry Carey for like dishonor your family?
No. But the reality of it is, I stopped even using the mech. So I stopped using the mech so much because it was I had more fun when you're just this little guy jumping onto the backs of the other ones and pulling out their battery cores.
You can like wall run and stuff too. It looked like an awesome game. So many other games come out. I'm like, I have no time for this. That's too bad.
So anyways, that's my mech entry.
Okay. Forget my list already here. I'm gonna go with this one. Is technically a movie, but it's also a game in a movie. You know the movie Tron.
Yeah.
We've done an episode on Tron. The Light Cycle.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking of putting that in there. I've never played a game with it.
I have played versions of the Light Cycle, whether it's Tron or not. I have played versions of it.
GTA has.
I just thought exactly GTA 5 has a version. It is just so cool. Like you have this like bar or whatever. You go turns into a fucking motorcycle, and then you have this trail behind you. Which is unbreakable. Like anybody smashes into that, boom, they're dead. They're dead.
That's like your only weapon.
Yeah, exactly.
Really.
That is the whole point of it. It's like you zigzag and you go left, right, whatever.
Right.
You want to make sure that someone hits your fucking trail. Then that is the whole point.
Yeah,
of the game,
and avoid theirs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got your blue and you got your yellow.
You know they make it in
Or
real
orange.
life now. Hey, you can get your own Tron bike now in real life.
Really?
They do.
Doesn't make the wall.
Without the death wall.
You probably need a motorcycle's license though. I'm guessing.
Yeah, but still, I mean, worth it.
Does it actually start as a stick and then you just... I got my car in my back pocket.
I mean, yeah. Like I said, there's versions of that game that have come out. I don't know if it's technically like licensed to be light cycle, but from the movie, it's a game in the movie, so I think it counts. It's fucking sweet. That's
cool. If I had played a game with it, I would have been like, yeah, fucking
the light cycle's pretty sweet. It just, you know, both versions look pretty cool. Like the 80s version and the 19 or 2010, I think it was, whatever version.
Yeah.
They both look pretty badass.
So because you two both picked something from Twisted Metal, I feel like I got to pick something from the superior game, Vigilante 8. Vigilante 8. Vigilante 8, second offense.
I didn't even think of Vigilante 8 as an
I'm a little surprised.
Metal,
I'm a little surprised because I think you
he's one of
Vigilante 8 as one of your...
Yeah, it was...
Whatever, end of an episode. Anyways.
I'm going to edit my list.
Most of the vehicles in that game are pretty normal. Like there's a tow truck, there's a garbage truck, there's whatever. So I kind of thought, like, what would be the really coolest vehicle to drive? That if I could choose one, I picked the it's the Palomino 13, which Dallas 13 drives. It's a car from the future.
Yeah.
And like hovers off the ground, and it seems like it's all gold. Like it seems like it's almost one big molded car.
Gold.
But yeah, you just fucking hover around like
keeper.
Great, great handling and everything. And I remember its weapon was just like one like big red laser beam that would just fucking shoot across the level. And because your car was hovering, it actually had like a little bit of kickback.
Oh, it actually like alter like your
I can't believe you didn't take the Gremlin with the BG guy driving it where the disco light comes. It's
Boogie. Yeah, he had a Gremlin, right?
Yeah, his vehicle was like a wood paneled Gremlin.
I almost took Bob O, who had like the Moonraker vehicle. That was fucking cool too. But no, if I had one in real life, I'd take that Palomino 13. Just like a hovering car, like it was very slick, like sleek molding, and
it's too bad it's not as good as Just a Matter, but whatever.
It's better, but
you know, just
very
not as good, but
game,
better.
Very underrated game.
I know that I looked it up.
I won't lie, it's a game I kind of wish I played just so I have some.
I wish they had like an HD remaster or something, and I guess they do on Xbox.
Oh really?
Somewhere.
That'd be kind of cool.
Oh well,
you should check it out.
Not PlayStation.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Jeez. Okay. Man, I'm on to my last one.
This now.
No, I'm on to my last one. I mean,
last one.
Yeah, because
this is 5 already.
This is my 5th. Yeah.
Yeah, this is his 5th.
Oh shit.
Now I got all these Vigilante.
I didn't know we got 5.
I can't believe he said. By the way, the tow truck was the great one.
Oh, it was good.
You could like whip it out and then fling people.
Hey everybody, sorry about the introduction. Our video got cut short. Had some technical difficulties.
There is more to it. We're gonna work on fixing it. Be back with you in a second.
But in case we don't get back to you, you can catch us all on Wasted Opinions on Twitch or on YouTube. And you can catch me on Twitch, Twitter, and PSN as CountryBoy_9.
I am the LewisLightning on Twitch.
I'm MussKeg on Twitter, PSN, and Twitch.
Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe below.
Get back to the video now.